Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, People Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Firehouse Subs in a crossover with the Hot Ones, we have their Spicy Dill sandwich. Now, I was thinking about getting both sandwiches, but there's a fiery garlic, and the main thing with that is that it has marinated onions. I don't eat onions, so that's out. And it has this sauce. I have this sauce. I'm just going to make it. The difference with the Spicy Dill is that this pickle and apparently the other pickles that are on the sandwich have been marinated in the Hot Ones Last Dab Reaper, which I also happen to have. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do here is let's dissect the sandwich. You can see we have lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, turkey, ham, cheese. What else is on here? Is there anything else? Okay. So I don't see any mustards or any mayos. I may be adding those because I like those on my sub sandwiches, but I think first we better just start with this pickle spear. This is supposedly one that's been marinated in the Hot Ones Last Dab Reaper. So let's start from there and see what it do. It's got a very odd off taste to it, but I guess there's a little, the flavor is definitely there with the spice combination that's in this. There is separate videos on both of these two sauces if you're interested. They're all in the handy dandy Hot Ones Universe playlist if you care to check any of those out. All right, let's see what we have here. I'm going to start with this one. This one looks like it has a lot more pickles on it. What's interesting is the spear didn't really have any heat at all. There's, take a look. It's discolored. There is more of a heat to the slabs. Not to any great extent, but you know by now. By itself, I'll give it a 1. As I was saying, you know by now, I'm not going to drag out sauces and not use them. So, let's start by making more or less what they call their fiery garlic variation of this. So, I believe that one had mayo and possibly also mustard. We'll throw a little mayo. And so one of the sauces that they actually have in store is the Backdraft. There is a video and a review for this as well. I'm using this here as a sweet mustard. So I'm just trying to figure out where I can put all this. This sauce, there's a just very moderate heat, but it does need some more sauces because it is somewhat plain. You can check out the video for Actually, the video might not be up by the time you watch this. You can go to the blog, though, and read the written review. And maybe, it might be April when I've scheduled. Or May, I don't remember. The video for Backdraft. Maybe I'll move it up so that we can have all the sauces that appear here available if anyone wants to see them. All right. So here's the garlic Fresno hot sauce. I don't know how much they put on the sandwiches. I'm just going to kind of guess here. So I don't want it to be too runny. This is one of my favorite sauces from the show. So this I expect will be definitely delicious. And it is essentially the same thing as you would order in store, with the addition of, and I imagine you can just tell them to put the pickle planks on there if that's what you want. Yeah, much better. I don't understand why there's not more sauces on this. This is, I thought it was going to be cheese ball. And honestly, I think the fiery garlic variation is pretty cheese ball. I mean, if you want to have it, basically you just add it as a garlic for a finisher, that'd be fine. It works well for that. Garlic Fresno marinated onions is goofy though. This is a lot better than I expected. Honestly, I find a lot of their merchandising to be goofball. In this case, though, it's a very interesting approach. I didn't see either one of these two in the hot sauce bar, though. Which, to me, is kind of a mistake. All right. Oh, I know we're into here. Okay. So we're going to throw a little bit more mayo on here as well. This is a good, solid, legit one for heat, I will say, at this point. Which I am just really kind of surprised by. I did not expect that out of just pickles. And especially because that spear had almost none. It's so weird. All right, so we're going to make this actually hot. Or hotter. We're going to use this as our mustard. Except I think I want it on the meats. You know what? There's that pickle there. It's already there. We'll just throw this on here. I have never tried this sauce in this context. Honestly, I'm not super in love with. I don't think I've had any of the Last Tab sauces I've just adored. This one has a decent bit of roar to it. It's not as hot as the XXX for me. It is hotter than the regular one though. Just the regular old original Last Tab. Okay. It doesn't work as a mustard. Oh, man. Definitely hotter, but I think I kind of wrecked the sandwich. What if we put something closer to an actual mustard on it? Let's see how that goes. Definitely better. There's obviously a certain bit of punch to this. Now I gotta take that away. Flavor-wise, is not among my favorites, though. Okay, so I've always kind of been partial to Firehouse Subs. They did a good job. They got the order exactly right this time, so might be the first time all year I've had a restaurant do that. The absolute state we find ourselves in now. Anyway, so one of the things I always like about Firehouse, or at least the one by me, is I can get mellow yellow zero. I don't know where else to get that. It seems like it's pretty much only there. And they're, you know, those Coke machines where you press the buttons and do all that stuff, the freestyles. So I like that. I like that they do donates to firefighters and stuff. That's cool. The hot sauce bar I thought was a good idea, but it's always at room temperature, so I never used it. I just can't bring myself, no matter what Ed Curry says, to use sauces like that. It just skeeves me out, so I don't do that. They usually have those little bags of the cheese sun chips that I like, and a lot of places also don't seem to have those. I don't eat out a whole lot, so like little stuff like that seems to matter to me, and I appreciate that they do that. So as far as this is a collab, I gotta say I'm shockingly impressed. The spear by itself it had more of the flavor than the heat, I guess. The planks surprisingly had a really decent amount of heat. Now, I would say if you want the sandwich hotter, just get more of those. Don't do what I did by pouring this on. If you pour the last dab on the sandwich, in my view, you wreck it. I just don't find that this is a pleasant tasting sauce particularly. Again, that's me and my own particular palate, but I ruined the last half of the sandwich by putting this on there. It was certainly a lot hotter though. It was, you know, this is a strong, I'd say three to four, maybe edging past 3 a little bit for me. This sauce is the Backdraft, really quite nice on sandwiches. I've not been super impressed by this as a sauce or as a mustard. I think it tries to float too much in both worlds, but I will say it was actually pretty nice on the sandwich. In conjunction with this is a dynamo. You know, sometimes you go to, well, when people were still going to Subway, I don't sound like they are anymore, but when people were still going to Subway and they would splash the red vinegar on, splashing this on instead, that is the way. That is the ticket. I still think the fiery garlic sandwich variation for me is silly. It's pointless. Definitely you're better off with the spicy dill. Although, you know, there's the naming convention that I think is kind of dumb. You're calling this one fiery and this one spicy. It's it seems like you've, I don't think you have that quite right. But so the fiery garlic to me is not worth getting because I can just make it. And it was quite good. So getting the spicy dill sandwich and adding this hot sauce to it was quite nice. Honestly, that was that part of the sandwich was fantastic. Especially once I threw on the mayo and the backdraft. So, you know, if you want to gussy it up, I would say to order the spicy dill with maybe extra pickles even, and then just have them add this sauce to it. Obviously, I deleted the onions, of course. You can, that's up to you. But you could also have them add, I don't think they'll add backdraft because that's a sauce bar thing. You can buy this actually in store as well. But you can have them add a little bit of mayo, and they do have a brown mustard back there, which would probably be solid as well. So you have a potential here with this, I think, for a really good sandwich, which is just honestly kind of amazing for fast food. I am shocked, just absolutely stunned at the idea that such a thing is even possible. I mean, I think Firehouse's sandwiches are fine. I haven't gone there in quite a while because I feel like they're overpriced. Like the sandwich that I had on this plate was like $11, and they're not charging more for the Hot One sandwiches. That's just what, and this is a medium. I got a medium. So $11 for a medium sandwich. 7 to 8 inches is what they call it. I think you can elevate it to the point where it's worthwhile. If you do what I just described, you can elevate it to the point where that is actually, I think, a pretty fair price point, because you can get a really, really solid sandwich out of that. But just for the regular, that's steep. That is steep for what is maybe, I mean, I kind of go back and forth between them and Jersey Mike's, but it's the same problem, right? At the end of the day, they're mostly just okay-ish sandwiches. They're fine. You know, they're even if they're at the top of the market, they're only going to be so good. So I just haven't, I mean, that's why I haven't gone there. You know, just everybody's super gouge happy these days, particularly, well, everybody. If you're a corporation, you're probably gouge happy. The absolute state of things right now. But as far as this collab, yeah, super, super impressive. I will take my hat off to them. I think they came up with, again, I don't think you needed 2 of those. I think you could just have the spicy dill with or without the garlic Fresno. And this is just a dynamo sauce on sandwiches. I will tell you this. The more I have this sauce, the more I'm impressed with just how excellent of a sauce it actually truly is. This one and the chili maple variant, just easily 2 of the best sauces that have been on that show, hands down. This one, I don't want to be mean, but I would actually put this towards the bottom. It just, flavor-wise, it's just not my bag. So, I mean, I guess I just kind of, you know, there it is, I guess. But, yeah, surprisingly very well done collaboration from the Hot Ones and Firehouse Subs. And what I had in this video was the Spicy Dill hook and ladder sandwich. Now go forward in peace to serve the flame.